Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you so much.
Please introduce yourself.
Sir, I am Ravneet. I belong to Mukeria, district Hoshiarpur. I have completed my law from Punjabi University, Patiala.
Your hobbies?
Sir, cooking and some art and craft work.
We have seen there is sometime extrajudicial confession. Confession not recorded by the judge. Can that be basis of conviction?
Sir, as a general rule, simple extrajudicial confession cannot be a ground for the conviction. But if it is supported by further evidences and it is seen as a basis by which absolutely beyond reasonable doubt the case is proved, then it can be act as a ground for conviction.
Can dying declaration be basis of conviction?
Yes, sir.
What are the precautions?
So dying declaration has to be seen from the fact that to whom it is given and for what time it is given, and why it is confided to that person. And of course, if it is given to a police officer, it carries different evidentiary value. We have to take much more precautions, and for when it is given to a doctor, then separate precautions has to be taken.
It is to be seen whether it was taken down in the exact words in which it was spoken.
So in case of oral dying declaration, definitely we have to reproduce the exact words which is used by the person.
Taken down the मतलब है वो ही लिखे है. Whatever the witness spoke.
Okay, sir.
Shortly after the assault, no opportunity of it being colored by impression received from others. Deceased has ample opportunity of observation. Incident happened in sufficient light placed. ये सारी चीज़ें माइंड ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਣੀਆਂ ਨੇ when you are told. Dowry death ਕਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ?
So when the death is caused due to the demand of dowry caused by the husband or the relatives of the husband.
ਕੀ requirements ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ?
So for dowry death, the death has to be within 7 years of marriage, and it must be as a
Deceased
result
was
of
subjected to cruelty
cruelty or harassment.
by the husband or any other
Relatives.
relative
Yes, sir.
for pressing the demand for dowry, and death should be homicidal. It should not be a natural death. These are the three parameters. Sir,
It is said in dowry death, cruelty must be soon before death. What is the concept of soon before death in dowry death?
So it varies from a person to person. It is a dynamic concept. We cannot say that soon before means some particular time. We have to see that the incident must be fresh in the mind of the victim, and out of influence of that particular cruelty or harassment, she has committed the suicide.
What is the difference between an ordinary suit and a summary suit?
So for ordinary suit, we have to follow the elaborative procedure, and for summary suits,
What is the elaborate procedure?
Okay, sir. So for summary suit, the procedure is much shorter, and we have to apply for the leave to defend also.
Okay. Under what circumstances can the court deny leave to defend?
So if the matter, if the person has no sufficient ground to
What
produce
will be the
his,
procedure of a summary suit?
so for summary suit, firstly we have to serve the summons where it is specified.
Firstly, what will be the caption of that?
So we have to specify that the suit is under the particular head of summary suits, and so for that we will give the summons to the person who has to reply within 10 days as to produce or convey his appearance before the court. And then, sir, again summon for the judgment has to be given where he has to specify that whether he has a particular defense to produce before the court or not.
Okay. Under what conditions no appeal lies in CRPC?
So, no appeal. So in petty offences and as well as in case of plea of guilt, sir. Guilt.
Confession.
Confession.
If there's a confession,
Yes, sir. On the basis
can there
of
be
that-
appeal in a if I've confessed? Then is there any appeal?
If you
So
take,
for
you take the plea of guilt, you are convicted and sentenced. Can there be appeal?
So no, there cannot be appeal except in the case of High Court, except in case of High Court, where it is as to the extent or legality of the sentence.
High Court?
High Court थोड़े जाना है।
Except in case of High Court.
High Court कहाँ आ गया बीच में?
So in
There
plea
can
of guilt.
be, there cannot be plea against, there cannot be appeal against the conviction. But there can be appeal so far as the quantum of sentence is concerned.
Against extent and legality of a sentence, that
Yes.
is appealable. Okay, what you said petty cases. What are petty cases?
So there is a long list which is specified in the provisions itself. Firstly, for the Court of Sessions, it is the sentence up to 6 years of 6 months of imprisonment or fine up to 1,000 rupees or both. For Judicial Magistrate First Class, it is up to 100 rupees. And so for other
Please remain quiet.
And so
Yes.
for other cases where it is the Metropolitan Magistrate, and for the CGM, the sentence is that of 3 months, and so the fine is up to 200 rupees.
Okay. When was our constitution enacted?
So it was enacted on 26th of November 1949.
Okay. Now, why was 26th January chosen as a day of commencement?
So to celebrate the day of Puran Swaraj.
Okay, when was that done?
So it was on 26th Jan and 1930. I guess.
1930. Okay. Why do you want to become a judge?
So because I have taken this profession by having this concept in my mind that I want to become a judge, and so secondly I like the aura of a judge, and it is the most honest profession.
Others are dishonest?
So no, but I like this more.
Okay. What are the, what are your views on UCC?
So Uniform Civil Code is a kind of idea which is enshrined in Article 44. So it is definitely a idea which we should implement, but so we have to be very careful that no other sentiments of minority groups are to be
They
hurted.
will be hurt. What has the Honorable Supreme Court held on this?
So they have said that the separate community committee can be formed by the state governments.
No.
So
Has the
as-
Supreme Court lamented that इतने साल हो गए अभी भी UCC नहीं आया?
So yes, in some cases they have said this.
Can you recollect
So
any
in
case?
Shaira Bano case,
Shaira Bano.
तो maintenance
वो तो
so Ahmedabad Action Group में भी.
पहला केस कौन सा था?
So
Shaban.
sorry, I'm not able to recollect.
Okay, कोई बात नहीं. Do you think that there should be also a codification of Muslim law, or why is Muslim law not being made into a statute till now?
So basically Muslim law is based on the Quran, and which is the words of Allah himself. That's why there is no much codification on that particular law.
Do you think Hindu law was not divine law?
So it was defined, but it refined into customs and then it again modified. So that's why it is not basically the words of Allah himself, but it was the scriptures and some other. They have been
But
further
don't you think
elaborated.
that the early Vedas are the words of God himself? Rig Veda is the words of God.
So definitely they have the sacred element in themselves also, but with times of various changes have been made, and so on various concepts the different interpretations have been given by
Is
the.
Muslim marriage a sacrament?
So it is a combination of both sacrament as well as a contract.
Is Hindu marriage a sacrament?
So earlier it was purely a sacrament, then so with the enactment of Hindu Marriage Act we can see the glimpses of certain contractual elements in.
No. Can there be a marriage without a sacrament, without any ceremonies?
So no, it is sacrament as well, but there are certain elements of a contract also. So we
Okay.
see the age, then so we also see that the person belongs.
Is there any provision where a wife can refuse marriage?
So no, there is no such provision.
Is there a provision in Muslim law where a wife can refuse.
Definitely, sir, there has to be consent of the wife.
Your question?
How a literal rule of interpretation is different from liberal rule of interpretation?
Ma'am, in literal rule, we have to see the words as it is, that how they have been given the meaning. But ma'am, in liberal rule, we see the objective of the particular statute and we interpret the law in keeping view that particular object of the act.
What are documents as to the title of the goods?
Sorry, ma'am.
What are document as to title of goods?
Documents. Ma'am, it is attached with various number of lists like warehouse keeping certificate or some other certificates which show that the person who is eligible to get the possession or the title of those documents.
Is landlord entitled to file eviction in case of non-residential premises on the ground of bona fide need?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall.
Okay. So, what are the transfers interviews?
These are the transfer which are made between the living persons.
And what are other kind of transfers?
Ma'am, they include certain other transactions where the property is transferred after the death also, like that of will.
Property is transferred after the that is will is enforced
Yes,
after
ma'am.
the death of the
After the
estate.
death.
Ramneet, your positives are that you are very good in law. You have very good control and you are very articulate in your ideas and you can be very precise and concise. But what I feel is that you are too, you look like a very stern judge. Dar lagta hai. So be a little smiling. डरा रहे हो तुसी सानू?
So actually,
ਜੱਜ ਤੋਂ
मैं अब
ਸਿਰਫ
ज़्यादा
ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੰਗੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
40 sir.
they should feel we will be safe and we have come to her court. She'll take care of innocence.
You will definitely be a judge.
You have to
get
be
very
kind
Okay, sir.
and pleasant.
Yes. That aspect was, that was the only small thing which we found.
ਮੱਥੇ ਤਿਉੜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
Be smiling. Otherwise you get 120 or 150. But that one part was, little pleasantness was missing.
Okay, sir.
So let me,
you are soft,
yes.
very soft. ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹੋ ਥੋੜਾ ਹੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਮਾਈਲ
Stern attitude नहीं होना चाहिए.
So actually, I have not gone through the laws yet
अच्छा,
properly,
ये
so I
very
was
good.
little nervous.
ਓਕੇ
No, but you were good. I mean, just थोड़ा और polish कर लो.
Yes,
Your
definitely.
concepts are clear. We could see. Your concepts are clear. Thank you, Ravneet.
Thank you so much, sir.
ਬਗੈਰ
Thank
ਤਿਆਰੀ
you.
ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਪਾਸ ਹੈ